All right, everybody. It is time for MFSN's fantasy baseball draft. We've jumped right into it. We're in round one. We're on the third pick already.
Which is yours.
It's mine. So
you better take somebody. And somebody already took Vladimir Guerrero. Don't they know my team name is Vlad to the Bone?
Oh, my God. Now they're going to force me to take Jose Ramirez, and that's going to be a disaster for my actual team, the Guardians. But I'm going to do it.
You got to.
I have to. What just happened?
You have 4 seconds to do it.
Well,
don't worry. I think he auto picks to you.
No, it's true. He would have auto picked, but I did figure it out. So I got my third baseman.
I'm annoyed.
What's that?
I'm annoyed.
Is that who you wanted?
No, I wanted Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
He's not going.
Listen, if he had gotten to me, I was going to take it.
You're mean.
No,
I never liked you.
It's not that I'm mean. It's that I'm smart. I was going to take him, and then if you wanted him, you could deal me a huge load for him. But listen,
apparently I'm not going to get Bo Bichette either because Hokies Pokies isn't picking, which means auto pick is going to give him.
Yeah, no, listen. Bichette. Everybody was
watching. He was on earlier. I talked to him. He couldn't come on because he has a meeting, but he did the queue. And
hopefully he queued up somebody else. He did. Yes.
Juan Soto. Juan Soto is the best hitter in baseball, and he went fourth in this draft.
Do you guys know his on-base percentage, I believe, was over 500 in the second half?
Yeah, I mean,
I have a shortstop.
Vlad to the Bone.
Congratulations.
Bo Bichette.
Now
the same team.
All right, listen, guys. We jumped in here so fast.
We couldn't really talk baseball.
I didn't get to introduce you guys. I didn't get to acknowledge our fans who are watching this. Guys, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry it was so rushed, but we came in on the third pick. That was not expected. And I was picking at the same time. But I'm your host, Dr. Dan Radner. I'm here with
Montgomery
Casey.
Brewster. Isn't Montgomery Brewster?
No. You hit yourself.
Xander Bogaerts just went 7th.
This man is impossible to introduce. Okay, listen, Casey. You are Vlad to the Bone Scheinwald. I want to welcome you. Ross the Boss, you're picking soon. I want to introduce you as well.
I'm up next. I'm Ross the Boss. I'm excited. My strategy this year is I'm not going to take, like Casey mentioned, he wants to take a pitcher early. That's a mistake. You want to get your core hitters up first, and then you can go after the pitchers. I feel pitchers only pitch once every 5 days. What's the point?
It's not only your feeling, Ross. It's actually true.
Yeah, but remember Casey said, I want to get an ace in the first round. You out of your mind.
I didn't say in the first round. I never said that.
You said, well, if I don't pick him early.
I heard it the same way Ross did. It sounded like you were going to pick him with your number one pick.
No, I was never going to, but I was hoping my wraparound pick would be higher.
The thing about
can we talk about Xander Bogaerts going 7th overall?
Did that actually happen?
Yes, to Montgomery Brewsters.
Wow.
It's my pick. I'm picking Ohtani.
You know something we don't.
Because Ohtani was a monster last year, and he's going to do the same thing this year, and he has insurance with Mike Trout right behind him. He's going to be
I like him, but he's a DH.
But isn't he also going to get eligibility somewhere?
I don't know.
I think
because they just created the Ohtani
I have to
rule.
start him at utility. His 30 stolen bases and 50 home runs. Oh my, it's a utility player.
Fantasy football player 38 is saying good vibes. I like to hear that. Thank you, sir. We're going to keep at it. I am picking 20 seconds, so that means I have 9 picks before I can pick again. And look, in a redraft league, there's always incredible value to be had everywhere. But I can barely keep up with who's drafting who.
I picked Ronald Acuna as my second round pick.
That is amazing.
Acuna.
Acuna. I saw him 2 weeks ago at UCLA doing batting practice. And I even asked him, how's his health? And he said, it's great. So they already announced he'll be coming up in late April, early May, DHing. And then the second week of May, he'll be playing outfield. So I won't have him for the beginning of the season, but I'll have him at the end of April, which I'm excited about.
He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes.
That's a smart pick.
That is I
get Vlad of the Bones approval. Thank you, Case. I appreciate that. Now I'm heavy with hitters right now, so now I can concentrate on an ace.
So Dan, you're my Mike Trout aficionado since you've had him in our keeper league for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, he was just drafted, by the way. Yes.
Oh, was he? I was going to say, do I take him if he comes to me? But
I was going to talk about Trout with you guys. So, do you guys know what Trout hit in his first year in the major leagues?
Not very good.
He hit 210.
I know.
100%
Fantasy football players said, hey, FSN. I just wanted to say hi back.
So he's
like
going to. I believe he is going to have a big year. He's going to be comeback player of the
I
year
am
this
taking
year.
my middle infield.
Okay, and I like that pick. I like that pick. All right.
That's the bone.
Now here's the thing. I have one guy in mind here. If he gets taken, I'm gonna be scrambling. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do from here.
Can you tell me the position?
Sure. I don't see why not. It's an outfielder.
It's
An outfielder.
Luis Robert.
You're taking Luis Robert.
I am. But listen, I don't know if Hokey's Pokey's is not watching.
He's not.
We know
playing.
he's not
He's
here.
all queued up, right? He's doing
queued
it via
up.
the queue.
So we'll see. Did he queue up Luis Robert as his second pick or not? Because I think Luis Robert is going to be a monster.
He went to. He's a big Virginia Tech guy, so he probably took a Virginia Tech player. I'm not quite sure who went to Virginia Tech in Major League Baseball.
Max Scherzer. There you go, Dan.
There you go.
Enjoy him.
All right, Luis Robert, you are mine, sir.
Oh, there you go.
So now I've got an infielder and an outfielder. I've built a good starting offense here, and now I'm going to start looking for other players. I'm not going to. I'm picking soon. Sonic Death Monkeys, who I believe was a playoff team last year, and his logo is Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, so he's terrifying.
So Pete Alonso went. I think Pete Alonso. Every year people say, "Oh, he's going to have a down year." Every year he destroys the ball. So I love Pete Alonso. So the name of the game right now is pick the best player available. Don't worry about like building your bullpen, building your starting. If you get a great player right now in the third round, do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn between a number of different players here, and I think this is when you go in the direction of the unique player.
The unique player.
Yes.
I mean, do you dare to take a catcher like Perez, who's going to be way above everybody else in home runs at that position?
He could be, but you have to remember that was the first time he's ever done that.
Yep. Or do you go after like a Josh Hader, who is just a monster?
All right,
games.
Dan, who are you going with?
Yeah, well, I think here's the thing. In our league, I think saves are actually a little devalued the way it's set up.
Yep.
So I'm not going to go in that direction. I am choosing between. I can't tell you I'm choosing between because if I get the second ones, I'll just.
I think you like Bieber just because he's a Guardian, but that's my prediction. But
listen, I don't know if this is going to work out or not.
I think he's taking the guy I want. Let's see.
But I got to try Wander Franco.
Yep. I didn't want him, but I knew you were going for him.
So let me give my Wander Franco rant real quick.
Let's hear it.
So I know he's like Baseball America as the #1 prospect last year. Even though you're like supposed to be a great player, doesn't make you a good fantasy player. If you hit 20 home runs and have 10 stolen bases and don't score 100 runs and don't hit over 300, you're not a good fantasy player. You're really not. I mean,
I agree.
So it doesn't translate. He could be a great fielder. That doesn't mean anything in this
Tell
thing.
me what you think of this one.
Oh, I like that pick. Austin Riley. It's funny. He was a guy who was seriously hyped. He seemed to have a hole in his swing, was striking out all the time.
Struck out every time, yeah.
And he was one of these guys that got labeled as having no plate discipline, wasn't going to be a good hitter. Listen, you got to remember that they were a good prospect for a reason. They can make adjustments, and that is what happened, and now he's a great hitter. I wish I had kept him myself in our keeper league. I don't know how I feel about the Wander Franco pick. So Ross, what were you saying you're expecting him to be? Average player?
He's on the fence for me. He's like somebody that last season he didn't numbers wise he didn't do great. He didn't hit a bunch of home runs, and he didn't hit like 310 either. But he's somebody that fantasy wise you just got to keep an eye on him.
There went the Biebs.
It's Ross the Boss's pick.
I would have picked Bieber if he had been healthy and if I didn't feel that it was jinxing to take 2 Guardians out of 3. By the way, I'm pretty much totally used to the name. Doesn't bother me at all. Ross the Boss. He's zeroing in.
Thinking what I'm going to do.
Are you going to take my econ professor? You can.
Ooh.
He's there.
He is there.
If you look at Tim Anderson, he's another one that just doesn't translate that well.
2020 with a 320 average. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that pick better, though, I have to admit.
I like Nick. He's an ex Cincinnati Red. He's going to have a great season with Harper right behind him. I feel if he stays healthy, he can actually be an MVP candidate.
Okay,
Well,
so
yeah, that 2, 3, 4, 5 with going like Harper, Castellanos, Schwarber, Hoskins could be really lethal.
now I'm just going to say this right now.
I agree.
I'm in full regret mode about Wander Franco already.
No, don't.
By the way,
don't.
Cedric
I like
Mullins,
Wando Franco.
Cedric Mullins just went. That's who I was going to take if I didn't take Austin Riley.
Well, I
There was
like
a part of me that was
30-30.
I was hoping he would make it all the way back, but he didn't.
Well, I still think Wander Franco is going to be a great pick overall, but he has more risk than I probably should have taken.
I think you might have been able to get him the next round.
That I don't think, but I'd say we'll see, but we aren't going to see because I took him. Now, let's see. We've got my econ professor, Tim Anderson, still on the board. Lucas Giolito, who has been interviewed on MFSN. Lucas, wonderful guy.
Pictures are going.
Ross and I interviewed him with Tony Todd.
Yep.
That was a pleasure.
The first
closer
gone.
goes. And it's Jordan Romano. Would that have been your pick for
No,
first
he's not even the top 10.
Did Hader go already? Did I miss that? Nope.
No, Hader's still there.
Hader's
Hader definitely
still
would
there.
be my top closer pick.
Right. That's why I was wondering. Is Gas House Gang?
Let's see.
Who is Gas House Gang?
Gas House Gang is the 1934 Cardinals. They're very old.
Right. I understand that. Thank you for the sarcasm. That was well done. Is it a Toronto Blue Jays fan? That's my question.
That is a good question. Ooh, Ross. I like
Ross
that pick
always
a lot.
loves hitting with the hit or whatever.
The thing is this. I mean,
hard hitting Mark Whitten. Does anybody remember him?
Oh, I remember him. He had a cannon of an arm.
So stolen bases is an oddity in baseball right now. You guys all know this.
That's true.
I mean, last year there was only 18 players in the National League that had over 20 stolen bases. That's over 20 stolen bases. That's nothing. So as I see, stolen bases mean just as much as a home run or RBIs. The same. It's a category. So I want to get players that are going to help me in stolen bases, and it's hard to find good players that can do that.
I'm glad Trevor Story was taken there because I was going to take him, even though I already had a second baseman and a shortstop, and put him in middle infield because I just thought that was too much value at that point.
Sometimes it's hard to pass up on the value.
So who am I going to take now? Now I'm not prepared.
This is going to be interesting, people.
Fly to the bone. Casey Scheinfold.
See, now, if you're watching, because you're so excited about your draft that you wanted to watch someone else draft.
I might as well get the best at one position here.
I think it's a solid pick. I mean, Hader, listen, there's so few closers who are really that well established in their roles. Now, I'm going to get the other guy I was thinking of taking here that I was not comfortable taking here, so now I feel even better about Wander Franco. I'm going to go ahead and grab the best catcher by far. Ross was talking about it. Ross, what do you think?
Like Casey said, can you repeat last year? I don't know.
Well, he was a difference
I worry
maker
about
for
it.
me last year.
But the cool thing
is,
the cool thing about him is he'll DH the days he's not catching, so he'll play every day.
Right.
And you got to remember, there's the DH in the National League now. So guys like Nelson Cruz, who plays for Washington, he's going to play every day too. He'll be playing DH every day.
Now, here's a big disadvantage when you are sharing your screen with everyone and deciding on
you
your
can't put anybody in the queue.
I'm not paying attention.
Dan can't queue anybody up.
It doesn't matter because we're not paying any attention to your dumb picks anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I know.
I mean, I do the opposite of what Dan does. That's like Ross's rule. Whatever Dan Ratner does, you do the opposite.
Well, that's a hard rule to follow because if you do the opposite of everything I do, then you just spend all your time not drafting the players that I draft. Randy Arozarena, I like that. I
was thinking about him with my next pick, actually.
Hey, Macarena. He's somebody that hits 25 home runs and off 25 stolen bases.
He's a great pick.
Hey, Macarena.
See, now I waited a long time on pitching.
I haven't taken a picture yet.
I haven't taken a picture either. We'll join the club.
Well, I thought I was part of this club, but you need me to join again?
I think Casey loves Byron Buxton. Buxton a lot. I wonder if he's
I
going to take him.
do. I
But
do.
did you know this,
God,
Casey?
that
I was reading about Byron, and in 2014, he was the number one like prospect in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
2015, he was the number 3 prospect in baseball. 2016, he's like the number 5 prospect in baseball. He's been around baseball many years, and he's been injured many years. And he's never really like played a full season. So,
all right, guys, Freddie Peralta or Jose Barrios?
Oh, Freddie, I don't know.
I like Peralta better. Barrios is in the AL East.
Yes, I agree. I took Freddie Peralta, but having him as my number 1 pitcher, not exactly the way I probably would have drawn it up. But that's what happens in the draft.
All right.
Kenley Jansen goes 52nd overall.
Do I take? Oh, crap.
The sounds of drafting. Byron Buxton's there for you, buddy.
I know.
He's thinking about it.
I got to do it.
He's making an argument. All right, everybody.
A few good men.
Oh, he ruined it. I was going to say, I'm going to start giving out movie quotes and see what people think. Didn't you just ask me that? Don't say it. Don't say it. What's it from, everybody? Didn't you just ask me that? Ross, do you know what that's from?
Which one? I didn't hear it.
The movie quote, didn't you just ask me that?
No, what is it?
I don't even know.
Do you have deja vu? Oh, I don't know, but I could check with the kitchen.
I don't know what is it.
How to spell.
Oh my God, you don't know?
No.
It is Groundhog Day, people.
Groundhog Day.
Oh.
Sandy Alcantara goes. Liam Hendricks went. My fear about this Fearless took Liam Hendricks. My fear, ironically, about Liam Hendricks. Fantasy football player in 38 is saying, I'm a newbie at fantasy baseball, just started this year. Welcome to the game. Listen,
yes,
fantasy baseball is actually my favorite of the fantasy
Mine
sports.
too.
And when I get on other,
and I'm going to eat a Smartie.
All right, go right ahead. But listen, if you're new to it, just have fun with it. You know, it's great in your first year because you can kind of just take it as a learning experience. Just figure out what works. But know the rules of your league. If it's head-to-head, if it's rotisserie, which stats matter. And remember, it's really all a numbers game. So find the players who are going to get you the most value at all of the different categories at once. Or you can pick players like Salvador Perez, who I just picked, who could be a value at a position because he's so much better than the other players. But we'll see. I had him last year in the mfsn league. It carried me through to one of the top 2 spots in the league. I can't remember where I finished, first or second, but I ended up finishing 3rd overall because I lost in the playoffs. It happens. You know, what are you going to do? All right. Ross is up.
He did not hesitate on that one.
No, I picked Nolan very quickly. He dropped a lot. I don't know why.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know why he fell that far.
When he's healthy, he's one of the best hitters in the league, I feel, when he's healthy. Last year he was not healthy, but this year he is.
There's a lot of good players.
I have a lot of crazy hitters on my team. Oh my God.
There's such good value here.
There's a lot of value. I have a question.
You know, it's funny.
I have a question for you guys. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. Yes. But I'm thinking about
because
something
we're on
with you,
air,
Casey.
and I'm just going to mention players, and I don't care if people take them. I just want to get your opinion because people are drafting and they want to know where they should take certain players. Where do you take the 23-year-old phenom MVP Fernando Tatis, who's having surgery on Wednesday on his wrist? Where do you take him in the draft this year?
That's a great question because he's going to miss half the season.
He's missing. They're saying he's going to miss until mid-June.
I mean, listen.
So I'm asking. I mean, Casey loves to stash people. That's his middle name, Casey Stash. You know.
All right, I'll take it.
It's kind of crazy his parents named him that.
Yeah.
But my question to you guys: where do you take him? I mean, we're already at the 69th pick.
I would take. It depends.
Where do we take him?
I don't know. 3 months though.
Whoa! Look at this.
Months.
Craig Kimbrell just went, and so that was the worry.
Craig Kimbrell is being traded.
Hendricks.
He's not staying with the White Sox. He's
okay. Now wait, hold on. Before we say anything, Adalberto Mondesi. Yeah. Ross, you're rubbing off on me. I can't pronounce names now.
That's fine.
Adalberto Mondesi is he's the anti-Fernando Tatis. He'll be there at the beginning, but he will not be there at the end.
Casey had him last year, right?
But
Case?
I have him every year.
Steals are
He
such,
single-handedly wins it.
such.
I nearly took him.
Well, I thought you were going to because you always do.
But I have Buxton. I have one injury risk already in my first 7 picks. I can't take 2.
Fair enough. But for me, see, I'm looking at how to diversify my team, and I've already got a lot of the power and speed that I need. What I really need now is pitching. And I'll tell you, in this draft, I'm not worried too much about closers. Closers are going to turn over all the time. We only have a couple of closer spots, and saves are only one category out of what, 20, Ross?
Yeah, something like that. But I agree with
and
you.
then a save percentage. So
I think closers, you kind of just you can wait on closers. Closers you can pick up on waiver wire.
Well, I took Hader because he gives you so much more than just
Hader.
saves.
There's
he gives you strikeout rate too.
Well, Hader's the only nominal I would say that I would take early like that. Yes, and I have him in my other league, and I like him a lot. He's a monster.
I nearly took Mondesi, but damn, my thinking was I had Albies and Bichette and Buxton, so I have 3 speed guys already.
Yeah. So
I needed power, so I went with Eloy Jimenez because that kid's just light tower
power.
power.
Oh my god, I love that guy.
Great pick. Oh, Jose Barrios just went, so that was my pitcher that I was looking at, and so I'm going to do something that maybe could surprise some people. This guy, his strikeout rate, completely insane. I think he could have a complete breakout year.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm taking Dylan Cease.
Damn it. I was sitting on him.
He's written up in every article about having a breakout season, everywhere I read.
Yep.
It's a good pick. I like Dylan Cease. I like the White Sox. The White Sox, I feel, is probably the favorite in the Central this year.
I think, yeah. And listen,
I like what the Twins have done. I got to get a pitcher. So this guy's not going to get me much strikeouts yet. But
yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, the Twins have really surprised me with free agency. I mean, they're going all in. I mean, they really are.
Sometimes teams do that. Remember when the Padres did it a couple of years ago? You were just like,
look, the Phillies of this year, I'll say it right now, are going to be the Padres of that year. The year you're talking about where they tried to run out Will Myers, Matt Kemp, and Justin Upton as an outfield. And halfway through the season, they had such bad defense, they were in last place. The Phillies are going to run out Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, and Kyle Schwarber, for crying out loud, as an outfield.
Ooh, like 3 DHs. They're not that bad. Well,
no, they're not. Harper's a good right fielder.
I know.
Now they picked up Kevin Pillar, so I have a feeling you're going to end up with Pillar in center trying to play the largest center field of all time.
Oh my God, there's such good value here still.
There's value.
I want to take hundreds of these players, but you can't do that. If you do it, you get arrested and sent to jail. People don't know it, but the police force is very overwhelmed with fantasy sports crimes.
I have to start taking a few pictures here and there because I have nothing.
You have nothing. Let's see how it goes. I mean, remember, pitching is half the game.
I know.
Just like in G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. Do you remember that, Ross? Or was that past your time? That was past your time.
G.I. Joe, no. I remember.
Can you believe Carlos Correa went 83rd?
No. I can't believe the Astros let him go either. Okay. I'm completely licking my chops over some picks here. I hope they get to me.
I took Casey's guy, Darvish. Casey was talking unbelievable stuff
I'm a big fan
about
of him.
I know you are.
I'm surprised you are such a big fan of him, Case, because he burned you that one year. You know, usually
he is, but he's at such a low position now, value-wise. You have to remember, when I had him that year, he was supposed to be like a top 10 starter.
Yep.
And I drafted him had him as my number 1.
He pitched, I know it's spring training. He pitched recently in spring training, 2 innings and struck out both 6 people.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a strikeout artist. What's your take on the rookie from Chicago, Suzuki?
Seiya Suzuki or whatever.
Seiya Suzuki. Do you think, I mean, the Cubs spent a lot of money on him. He was a phenom in Japan, but that doesn't mean anything. What do you think he'll be drafted? Do you think
from what I've read, he's similar to like a Hideki Matsui when Matsui came over.
Oh, so he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Do
All
you
right.
He's not like Ichiro. He's not like this little
all
guy.
right,
that-
listen. Do you dare to disrespect the legendary Sudahara O when you're great in Japan?
Tadahara, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was way
Sudahara.
before our time. I mean,
I'm kidding.
I
Oh
mean,
no, Casey, you took my guy. How did you? Oh, bastard.
Hey, Macarena.
I can't believe that. Oh my god. All right, so for those of you who weren't watching closely, Casey took Justin Verlander from me.
Well, talking about somebody else, which made it even better.
Okay, well, you know what then? I'm going to draft Cody Bellinger. I think he's going to have a big comeback season.
Cody Bellinger, he was league MVP 3 years ago. Last year, he barely hit his weight.
I think he hit below his weight.
And he's pretty skinny, so that's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, he is not. I'm curious to see what this is a big season for him.
But here's the other thing: the Mendoza line, which used to be 220, that's now like 20 points below league average.
Well,
it's
the league average last year was 248. So
28 points.
You are correct, sir. But what I'm saying is this: the other guy that I put on the Cody Bellinger list is Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
Another league MVP that couldn't hit anything last year. I mean, he was horrendous.
He couldn't hit his way out of a paper bag.
If I had him, in all seriousness, if I had him last year in a league like this, I would probably have dropped him.
Yep.
And Casey would have done it too.
I
a lot
didn't
of great
keep
value
him.
still.
He's not one of my keepers this year coming into the.
Wow.
Which hurts me because I traded most of my team, including Fernando Tatis Jr., to get him before we knew he was going to be Fernando Tatis Jr., in fairness. There went Christian Yelich, speaking of who we're talking about.
Well, that's why I'm bringing these guys up right now. I'm just curious to see. And then we got Matt Chapman going to Toronto, who I feel could have a huge season with that batting lineup in Toronto. Toronto has unbelievable hitters. I mean, they're packed.
Yeah, that's a stacked lineup.
I mean, they have Chapman, they have Hernandez, they have Vlad of the Bone, they have Bichette. I mean, they have an unbelievable lineup. They really do. And they made a trade today for that guy for Colorado. They traded away one of their players today.
Raimel Tapia. They traded away Randall Grichuk.
Okay, there goes Fernando Tatis.
I was going to take him. I got to be honest.
I mean, look.
Vlad to the Bone. Being honest right now, he said he was going to take him. So he went 98th. So
he wasn't going to make it past 101st.
I think I'm going to surprise everyone here.
Clint McKinney is one of the best fantasy players.
Interesting. What was your thinking?
Mount Castle went right after that.
I would have probably taken Schwarber as my first baseman if I needed a first baseman there.
Well, if you look at Mountcastle's second half, it was monstrous. And the guy was a high prospect. I think he's going to be a monster. And I use monster frequently because we're the Monster Fantasy Sports Network. Guys, for fans out there, put your comments below. We're getting a lot more comments these days, and we like it. We like it. Me like it.
I like it.
All right, here comes a risk.
Aha. That was the other guy I was going to choose.
So Ohtani.
And that was the third guy I was going to choose.
Now, the Angels, let me just tell the audience, because I live in LA, I read a lot about the LA teams, obviously. The Angels are going to start with a 6-man rotation this year, Casey. They have Noah Schultz.
Oh, no, I know. He's not going to get more than 135 or 40.
Okay, I'm just letting the
but
fans know.
If he averages 10 strikeouts per 9, he's going to get me. And its strikeout rate counts there. And
just checking on something.
Now, guys, what did I say during our pitching? I said I like Toronto Blue Jays, right? So look who I just took.
There we go. But can you say his name? We all know Ross has some pronunciation troubles. We love him for
Flat to the bone.
It's kind of fun, actually. Ross, try to say his name.
I'm not even trying, guys. I got to concentrate and see what positions I need right now.
See, this is what we do.
I've got to have a middle infielder too. I can take. Okay.
It's fantasy sports warfare to try to get Ross to pronounce a name while he's picking. That's just not cool.
Now, I'm going to take my favorite pitcher from the Reds last season that was actually traded away. That broke my heart.
To Minnesota was he traded?
To Minnesota, and he used to be an ex-Yankee case.
Yep, he was a terrible Yankee though.
But he was great. You know where he was the best? When he was in Oakland A. When he was in Oakland A, he was at his peak.
There went Bobby Witt Jr. Somebody betting on the
That's
future.
another guy, like, unbelievable prospect, but does he mean anything in fantasy? You know what I mean? So,
Well, if he's a 30-30 guy in terms of talent, so
By
it's
the way,
whether he does it.
I love
Yeah.
the Lourdes Gurriel pick.
I'm a big fan of him too.
we
You
know
and I
that-
both had him listed as sleepers or breakouts. So
We did.
Emmanuel Clase. He helped me last year in our keeper league. Holy cow.
Yeah, and listen, he didn't come in as the closer.
I wanted Franimal.
The Franimal. This is one of the reasons you don't take closers early is a guy like Emmanuel Clase. He was the backup.
Yeah, I had
James
drafted
Karinchak.
James Karinchak in the first round last year in our keeper league, which was actually the 7th round. So I don't want to make it sound like it was. Oh, who do I
That's
want?
right.
God, all the players I was going to take were just taken. McClanahan, Reyes. Crap. Okay, so now I'm
Who
scrambling.
took crap? That's a bad
You
pick.
didn't see that?
That's a very bad pick. Don't take crap. Don't take crap from anybody. Let's
All
see.
right.
Who is Casey going to pick?
who are these people?
Because I could put Austin Riley at third base.
I got to trade for Austin Riley.
All right, now this is interesting. I got a bunch of different people here in mind.
I don't have a pick till I have 12 picks. I got to wait. So, who's coming up in our?
I'm gonna go with Blake Snell.
Damn it!
Aha! It's always
Payback.
good when you. Hey, we can make a trade.
Verlander for Snell? No, thank you.
Yeah, Snell
I'm not saying straight up. I'm just saying.
Snell was not the same pitcher last year in San Diego. I followed him.
If you look at his last 7 starts, they were each was more than 6 innings, and they were dominant. I can give
I'm
you the
looking at
numbers.
him right now, and he has unbelievable stuff, but it's just I don't know.
Hold on. Let me find it. I have it here somewhere. Blake Snell, 1.83 ERA over his final 8 starts, going 7+ innings and recording double-digit strikeouts in 4 of them.
See, listen, this is a thing. About, I'm a psychologist, as is Casey, and I know he just had a lot of adjustment going on there.
Right.
I don't think Blake Snell has been the same, honestly, since they took him out of the World Series. I think that not only was a bad move from a World Series standpoint, I think it was a bad move for his psyche. I think it really just messed with him for a bit because he was in a groove. They could have won it. They could have won it all if they had just left him in.
Dr. Dan Ratner, what time do you have on your watch?
It's 8:18 p.m. Eastern, 5:18 Pacific.
Okay.
Why? You have to be somewhere?
I have to get dressed for a party tonight, so I have to leave for a couple minutes, but I have a little time right now. I'm just checking. Okay,
well, this is not exactly something I was expecting, but Nelson Cruz.
Yeah,
he may be old, but the dude can hit. Now, will he fall off a cliff? Eventually, yes. I hope not this year.
There's a bounce back candidate.
Jack Flaherty. There's a reason I'm worried about him, but it's not a bad pick at all. The reason I'm worried about him, I'm a mind-body expert.
Yeah,
he's having some mind-body issues, but he doesn't know that. That's the problem. He's saying, "Oh, I've got bursitis." Bursitis has been proved to have no effect on pain or any other physical problem. So he's headed down the wrong path, and that makes me worried.
Oh, I have only 10 seconds left. All right, this is a reach.
I think at this point in the draft, though, if you really like a guy, go for it.
I just like that lineup, and this kid had all the hype in the world coming in.
What's your pick?
Yoan Moncada.
The White Sox have a great lineup. He'll fit in great. He'll have a good year. My favorite is like looking at the projections and like people really think the projections mean anything. Folks, the projections mean nothing. Anything can happen during the season. A guy can get hurt. A guy can go in the slump. Don't follow the projections on Yahoo. It fools people. I laugh at it. I don't look at it.
Don't get locked into the numbers either. One of the reasons I took Mountcastle when I did, I could have gotten him probably a round earlier if I was waiting purely on numbers. But I was like, I think the guy is gonna. I feel based on what I've read up on and looked at the stats and stuff and his pedigree that he's going to return that value very easily.
Noah
4.
Syndergaard. God, is that somebody I've never
No,
understood
let
the
me talk
hype.
about Noah Syndergaard real quick. He's going to be the 6th starter in Anaheim.
You never understood the hype on Thor?
Like on
He
Thor,
thought his
yeah,
arm.
Chris Hemsworth did a great job. But on Syndergaard, like the guy threw 100 miles an hour, but did he ever have an ERA under 4.5?
I think he did. I think he did. Look it up. I think he did at least twice. The real problem with Syndergaard is he became an injury risk. He pitched well when he pitched, as I remember.
Maybe I'm
Luis Garcia. Ross, tell us your thinking.
I don't know if you guys know who this guy is, but he'll be he's going to be either the opening day starter or even the second starter for Houston this year. He's the real deal. He strikes out people. He'll go 6-7 innings a game. He's great. If you can pick him up in the first after the 100th pick, it's a good deal. Don't worry.
Trent Grisham. Now this is a name I've been staring at a lot. You know why?
Why?
Because in our keeper league, I ordered the keepers, but it won't tell us who's available actually in the draft. It only tells us who's not owned by anyone. And Trent Grisham is the number 1 not owned player. Every time I go there, I'm like, yes, I know Trent Grisham. We don't need to know that. I'm up next. Let me get focused here. Anthony Rizzo, totally. Ooh, Frank Schwindel.
That guy was awesome for Chicago last year. He really was.
I'm going to draft Mike Clevenger.
I was looking at him too. I had him queued up.
I think he's a good value pitcher.
I went with the Evaldi just because I don't know if Clevenger's going to give you the innings in his first year off of Tommy John surgery.
Well, he might not, but he's going to give me tremendous strikeout ratio and good numbers, I think. I notoriously don't go as much for the... Wait, hold on a second. I need to concentrate for a second.
Concentrating.
Concentrate! Movie?
Case.
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back.
There you go. Wasn't going to let you just get away with that.
Sorry. There is no try.
Do or do not. There is no try. Or in this case, if you're talking about baseball, do or do not. There is no tribe. That's the last time I'll be able to make that joke.
No, you'll always be able to make that joke.
That's true. Okay, fair enough. Fair
that
enough.
Joke will never go away now.
Yep. There's so many good players.
Tell me who you like.
Well, this might be very controversial for people, but I think Gleyber Torres, is going to have a bounce back year, and he could be
I was looking at
value.
him too, yeah, because he qualifies at both second and short.
And I needed a second baseman.
Yeah.
Now I just need some outfielders.
We all need a lot of stuff. Casey is
outfielders, some starting
Casey
pitching.
has no pitching.
I have no closers whatsoever. None.
I'm looking at Casey's team. He has no hitting and no pitching. But
no hitting and no pitching, but other than that, he's good.
Casey has nobody that can start anywhere on any position.
Alex Kirilloff, great young
another
prospect.
guy. Alex Kirilloff's another guy. All this hype, all supposed to be unbelievable. What did he do last year?
He didn't do horrible.
Well, he didn't do like the numbers they were expecting.
Before his wrist injury, he was batting .317. His average exit velocity was 97 miles per hour, and he had a 63% hard hit rate.
How did you memorize that?
I didn't. I saved the stats. I just looked at it when you said it.
Save the stats.
That was pretty convincing, though. Wow.
And he qualifies at first, left, and right, and you can't deny that lineup in Minnesota is not much better than it was even last year.
So many ways to go here. Okay, do we think Eduardo Rodriguez is going to be a better pitcher or worse? Going to Detroit, I understand that's a better park. But is he going to be better than he was?
I think he is who, to quote Denny Green, he is who we think they is.
He is who we think he is.
I don't understand why Michael Conforto still doesn't have a team.
Okay, I'm going to take somebody that was on my favorite team last year, and he was traded away. New scenery, new place to play, and I feel maybe he'll bounce back and do something this year.
We're talking of Eugenio Suarez.
I'm taking Suarez because he can qualify, and I'm telling the audience this because I needed a shortstop, and if he can hit 30 home runs and bat 250, I'll be happy.
There went Michael Conforto, speaking of which.
So I think a change of scenery sometimes with players helps a lot. I think Suarez is a good example. I think who's going to have a monster year is the guy that was played for the Giants last year. They went to Colorado. The what's his name? The third baseman.
I'm sorry, I was concentrating. You're sorry, who? What? Huh?
Who's the third baseman for who played the outfield and third base for the Giants last year? Now he's in Colorado.
Chris Bryant.
Yeah, Chris Bryant, Las Vegas product. I mean,
Dan, this is one of your guys I'm taking.
Who is it?
That's who I was going to take. Why do
Who is it? Who was it?
Michael Kopech.
Michael Kopech. I just like the ratios, considering the scoring. The guy's a strikeout machine.
That's the thing. And he very well could end up with a role in the starting lineup.
Well, they want him in the rotation.
Well, okay, now this is kind of absurd. What is Joey Votto still doing here?
He's banging.
Yeah, but I don't need him.
The thing about Votto is this. This is his last year of his contract. He's 39. He'll be 39 years old this year.
I don't need him is one of the problems.
So don't take him.
I know.
I love Votto, but
I want him. All right, let's see. I do need to take a closer at some point. I think this is the guy who's going to be closing.
I was looking.
Left fielder, center fielder. Jesus, I have a lot of work I got to do here, guys.
I got some work to do myself. See, this is the part of the draft where if you're, announcing a draft, you get pretty distracted at this point because you're like,
you do,
wait,
but it's all fun.
It's all fun and games, and then this is the part that people don't know. Then you actually lose an eye.
It's all fun. We're all friends. We're all talking out loud. I'm not really hiding my cards like I'm going to do next week with you guys in our other league.
That's right.
I'm not going to tell Casey who I'm picking at all.
Nor should you.
Let's try to. Right now, what I'm doing is for all you kids out there that really haven't drafted much on Yahoo, I'm queuing up the players that I want to take, so I'm not like scrambling like Casey is like when he's drafting. So they're queued up, so I know what positions I need. I know who my picks I like to get. I don't have a catcher. I don't have a left fielder. I don't have a center fielder. I have a lot of openings here. And talking about openings, that's the name of Dan's new show. Why don't you plug it a little bit here? Why don't you plug it a little bit here? Dan, tell us about your new show, Openings.
And now listen, it's called The Opening.
Oh, okay.
It is a
Luis
show.
Severino, good pick.
It's a show about actually people being right at the start of their recovery from a mind-body condition. They're in a lot of pain and suffering. So it's actually not a laughing matter. But the way you delivered it was pretty funny.
And your co-host is the beautiful Lee Keckner.
That's correct.
Who's unbelievable.
She's a great fit with me too because we each talk about similar things but in a very different way.
Yeah.
So it makes for an interesting show.
That's great. And we can watch that where?
You can watch that currently on YouTube on the Crushing Doubt channel. However, we're going to be shifting over to the Sapphire Network, which Ross and Casey are part of, and you're going to be able to get NFTs for this, actually. It is run on Bitcoin. Very different way of doing things, it opens up ways that the consumer and the talent and the creators can have a much more even playing field. Cut out the middleman.
Yep.
Just go straight to the source. So look out for the Sapphire Network because it's going to be great. You also can get the opening and other things on Crushing Doubt on audio podcasts on Spotify. We have a $5.99 a month for
That's nothing. That's a good deal, actually.
I listen, especially for what you're getting. You can cure your chronic pain for that. That's very cheap.
Okay, so it's my pick, and I'm talking to you. I'm not really paying much
attention.
There
went Ty France.
So I'm taking a guy that's hurt. He's going to be in the minors to start the season, but they already said they're going to bring him up probably in late April.
Is it a catcher?
Yeah, and he has a lot. I mean, this guy, if you're in any dynasty leagues and you can pick this guy up, take him early. I mean,
he's Adley Rutschman.
There you go.
Here
so
comes.
I'm going to draft him right now.
And Ross, I said his name just so you didn't have to.
Adley Rutschman, and he is Adley, and Adley is actually unbelievable, and he's hurt, but he'll be back. He'll be back. No worries. Oh, my picking 2 picks. Who should I take now?
What position do you need?
I need a lot, but you know what?
Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie?
Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie
you know what? I've guys that I can get later, but I want to get, I'd like to be kind of heavy with like closers just because you could put them in the pitcher's position and you can get those saves. You know what I mean? So I'm taking the Giants are going to have a great year this year. They improved a lot during the offseason. They should win 100 games. I'm taking McGee.
So do you think McGee's going to start over Duvall?
I think Duvall is going to be traded. I have Duvall on my queue also. It's funny you said that. I think McGee's going to get the job. I think Duvall is going to be trade bait, but I don't know. I mean, that's my prediction. And they also have Rogers. Is Rogers still there too, or did they trade him already?
Rogers, you mean Tyler Rogers from Minnesota?
No, they have
his brother.
Trevor. What?
His brother.
They have another. They have a Rogers that got some saves last year for him, but
that's his brother, Taylor Rogers.
So I think McGee's going to again. It's hard to say with closers. I just want some. If I can have a few closers in my roster to pick from, I'm happy. Because there's 12 teams in our league, and there's 30. How many teams in the Major League Baseball? 32, 30.
There are
32 case.
My God, how do I not know this?
32.
How embarrassing!
It's my pick. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at.
Light to the bone.
There were 30. Are there now 32?
I don't know.
Hold on.
So that all being said, I like the catcher I took. I feel he'll be a future All-Star.
That's insane that I don't know that. Taylor Rogers, that's a good pick. Hey, guess who's the top outfielder available? My old friend Ian Happ. No way I'm taking it.
Let's remind the audience. Last year we talked about Ian during the Waiver Wire show.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm going to draft a guy who is a great value pick, I think. Charlie Blackmon. He still plays in Colorado.
I love his beard. He looks like a homeless man. Which I love. I love the look. I'm not putting him down. I think it's great. I mean, he looks like Grizzly Adams. He plays in Colorado.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yeah, exactly. So Charlie Blackmon,
Happy Gilmore.
He was like a 300 hitter. Last year he hit like case 270, I think.
Yeah.
So he's going to every year. He's declining. As much as I love him, I don't think he'll have a great year.
But they said the same thing about Joey Votto, and then there it was.
Yeah.
Kybert Ruiz, I like that pick.
Yeah, I also
catcher for Washington.
Adam Wainwright provided a lot of value for me this year. The one reason I don't like him in this league so much is that his strikeout rate is going to be troublesome.
I'm going to take a guy.
Well, he's not there yet.
Yeah, I need an.
Gary Sanchez.
I need an outfielder. Sanchez. I had him in our other league last year, and I picked him up on waivers, and he actually came through for me for like 3/4 of the season. Then during September, he kind of died. Not literally, but he is hitting.
Well, that's good. We didn't want him to die.
But I'm thinking
there's another value at outfielder.
I like him, and he plays in a ballpark that's easy to hit. So
I'm going to take Oh, I can't believe I'm going to take him.
Do it.
Oh,
Fly to the
Oh my
bone.
God, that's never a good feeling. You don't have to do it. Don't do it.
I do. Like, it's a business, right? Like, you got to look at this it's about winning, not about morals.
Oh, I see. It's a moral.
Oh, you're taking
Marcelo Zuna. Okay, listen.
30 home runs, 100 RBIs at pick 1, almost 200.
That's an insane value.
But God, does that feel dirty?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I just, whoa.
Enjoy that. Kind of like when I traded for Deshaun Watson in the Dynasty.
Yes, exactly.
And then he went to the Cleveland Browns, and I feel extra dirty.
But it's just too good a value.
Yep, I can see it. Oh, there's still lots of good value to have.
Is Albert Pujols still available?
Oh, he is, I believe.
You can have him. I wish we had him 5 years ago. What's the quote, Dan?
We did.
Was it 5 years? I forget what it was, or 4 years ago, something like that.
I think it was. Yeah. Oh man, we haven't watched it in long enough that I actually don't know that. Though I am wearing.
Are you? Nice. Good.
Randall Grichuk just traded.
Yeah.
To Colorado.
Yeah, he's a power guy, so I guess that's good for him.
Definitely good for him. Not so good the other side of that. Raimel Tapia. I don't like him going to the AL East in a crowded outfield.
I agree.
Moving away from Colorado. Oh my God, there's so much value to be had. All right, so this is interesting. I'm going to have to go in directions I did not expect to go, which is what happens in the draft. Happens all the time. I'll explain my thinking after, not before.
I love Casey Mize. I feel he's going to have a big year this year, and he has unbelievable stuff. So if you can draft Casey Mize as your 207th pick, it's a good idea. And I love his first name.
Yeah, it is a good first name. I will.
It is, but he spells it with a C, which is it's a girl's way to spell it.
And actually, it led to my favorite fantasy baseball team name of all time. Shout out to you, Johnny Angeline, for Of Mize and Men.
Yes, anytime you can use John Steinbeck in a fantasy baseball name.
John Steinbeck, big sports fan.
John Steinbeck was a big sports fan. He may have been. I don't know. But you, Ross, your team name, Boys of Summer, that is a serious piece of literature as well. Have you read that book?
That's why I named it that. Yes, I've read a lot of books.
That's good to know. That's good to know, Ross.
I read.
I've read a lot of books. I've seen a lot of movies. I've watched over 1,000 movies in my life, I think. Probably. I'm just guessing.
All right. So math isn't your strong point because you've watched many more than that.
Okay, so...
God, who am I going to take next? Is it time to reach for a catcher?
I already did that long ago.
I am going to have to take another catcher because the catcher I have is not going to play the first month of the season.
I'm taking this guy just because I love where he was traded to.
Well, who is it?
Mitch Garver. Put him in the Texas lineup.
I like Mitch Garver too. He was on my queue somewhere, but you took him, so I can't get him.
Nope.
Not anymore. Okay, now we've got some decisions to make here. We've got closers we could take. We've got young talent. But what I'm going to do in this league, which values all kinds of kind of strange things, I'm going to take Michael Brantley. I don't need a hitter.
I love Michael Brantley.
But what he does is he allows me to deal many of my different players for starting pitching because... See, that's the thing. I'm like, should I get a starting pitcher here? I could, but ultimately, I'm better off just taking value and trading for it because I'm not liking what's out there in starting pitching now.
I need an outfielder. I have an idea who I'm going to take. A few guys are out there that are pretty good.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Tommy Pham?
Wasn't he just signed by your Reds?
That's what I'm asking.
Uh-huh.
Well, I wish I had him 3 years ago.
Exactly.
I know he got in trouble outside a strip club in San
Well,
Diego.
he got stabbed. That usually doesn't bode well for your.
I know he got in trouble at a strip club.
What percentage of stabbings happen outside of a strip club? It's got to be
60?
fairly significantly high.
It's greater than you would think.
Yeah, I think it might be exactly what you think.
So I know in Ohio there's a lot of strip clubs in Ohio. That's where Larry Flint started the Hustler Club in Cincinnati. Little history for you guys. So I think he'll have a good time in Cincinnati, even though Larry Flint is no longer there.
Oh, we have gone off the rails here.
So I'm going to go after an outfielder. What time is it? I got to change soon. Shoot. What time do you guys have?
It is 8:41 p.m. Eastern, 5:41 Pacific.
It's 5:41 Pacific here in Los Angeles. I'm Ross
nice
Boss.
gong.
And guys, during the season, this draft is fun. You're going to have a good team. I think most of the teams are happy with who they draft. But your whole point of winning the season is during waiver wire and who you pick up during the season. That's so important. And that's why you got to watch our waiver wire show every week, because we're going to tell you who to pick up and who to drop and who has 2 starts and who has 1 start. We'll give you all the information so you don't have to really do any research. We do all for you. It's that easy.
Not crazy about these picks here. What am I going to do? A huge gong. Well,
he's already gonged you and you haven't even picked yet.
All right, I'm just going to take another closer here. Lou Trevino.
Not Lee Trevino.
He's not Lee Trevino.
The golfer?
Yeah, I'm not taking an 80-year-old golfer. Actually, is he that old?
Yes.
He's got to be close.
Yes.
All right, this is I hope he develops and has a better year player.
Oh. Yes, okay, that was one of the ones I was thinking about. Joe Adell.
Yes, master of wit.
Yes.
The talent.
You are correct, sir.
The talent is there. It's whether he...
Jack Peterson, Mr. Personality, we call him here at mfsn.
Jack Peterson. Now, the guy is great for split stats. If you play him against righties,
yes,
crushes the ball. Camilo Duvall just went.
Yep.
And this was from Montgomery Brewster, who, by the way, is Chris Atwater, who couldn't be here with us. He queued up his players, though, so clearly he liked Camilo Duvall.
And clearly he liked Xander Bogaerts because he took him first with his first pick.
I think I remember that, actually.
He's got to be a Red Sox fan. Because he
is a Red Sox fan.
I think
that's what it is.
Chris Sale.
Yeah, Chris Sale. I'm going to take the World Series MVP, maybe. We'll see.
Jorge Soler?
He's already been drafted.
Well, then I think you're not going to do it.
Well, you can trade for him.
But you can't draft him. I mean, listen, I've been through drafts before. You can't. Don't do it. It would be very bad etiquette and also impossible.
Got it.
All right. Now up now is Beavers.
Well,
I don't know if they're an Oregon fan or what.
Not to be confused with the opening.
I'm going to take this guy had an unbelievable play. Last year he had a great run, and he just signed a big deal, and I'm going to draft him.
Eddie Rosario. That's a good value pick.
At this point, yeah. Can anybody explain why Trey Mancini is still there?
Yeah, I can tell you. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Do you mean?
Oh, never mind. He's gone.
Wow.
Well,
every time that happens, you say that and then.
Well,
boom.
the thing is, think about Baltimore and Florida and all those small market teams. No one wants them on their team because no one wants to be sitting there watching a Baltimore Oriole game.
I think the Orioles could be really exciting though if they just get a little bit better and they're up and coming. People are gonna. I mean, Camden Yards is one of the best parks in baseball. Have you been, Ross?
Never. No, it's one
Casey,
of the.
have you been?
Oh,
Camden Yards is amazing.
I went to the University of Maryland, so I remember when it opened.
Well, Camden Yards opened, I think, around the time Jacobs Field did. And by the way, I do not call it Progressive Park. No. It's Jacobs Field. It'll always be Jacobs Field. You can change the team name, but you cannot change that stadium name. Not for me.
I needed a middle infielder, so I took Paul DeJong.
You should have made a gong sound when you did it, though.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it right
Paul
now.
DeJong.
Paul, say it. Say it one more time for me.
Paul DeJong. Perfect.
Thank you.
How are you able to make gongs on call?
Okay, so I have.
Did
this
somebody
isn't
just
amusing,
draft
but-
Ramon Laureano? Isn't he suspended
So I have
the
this.
first
If you look
80
at the
games of the
screen,
season?
I have a.
No, he's finishing up his suspension. I think
I
he's
have
going to
one
be
of those
available in
cups.
about a month.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, is that it?
Well, now
Oh,
that's a different.
I don't know. That sounds like a
That's a different one.
quiet Asian gong. That one sounds like a start the horse race.
Well, that's
No.
what Casey has at his house when he needs the butler to serve him lunch or dinner. Casey just goes like this, and the guy comes right to him and says, "Yes, yes, lad to the bone. What can I get you?"
Jeeves. I call him Jeeves.
But he calls you Vlad to the bone.
Who do I want here? He's not going to be ready for open day, but oh God, this is so bad.
Okay, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right, run.
I'll leave the sound on, but I'll be back.
All right.
Oh, good. Just don't use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't
And if you
use the
trip,
bathroom.
make it dramatic.
I'm actually using the closet in my room to get a shirt.
Oh. All right.
Too much information.
This guy I don't need, but again, he allows me to trade people because I think he's going to be great. Bobby Dalbec. I talked him up in our preview. Case, what do you think?
At this point in the draft, it's incredible value. A high power, a power hitting first baseman, like, you know, with so many Paul Goldschmidt, Jose Abreu, like these old guys, like people draft him early. They could be looking for somebody. Joey Votto.
Well, and he's got third base eligibility. So if he's
does
playing
he?
well,
Even better.
I can deal Jose Ramirez for something, and that's huge. Or if Ryan Mountcastle doesn't pan out as I think he's going to, I've got Delbeck. So I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
What movie?
Dumb Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Got it. I nailed that, Casey.
Yes,
What's the best moment in Dumb and Dumber? Let's see.
Oh,
what
the
you guys
best.
think.
That's hard.
So
for me, it's easy.
So I have a chance.
Yeah. So you're
So you're
telling
telling
me
me
this?
this?
That's a great one, but it's
The
not
snowball fight.
Yes, the snowball fight when he absolutely
That is
launches.
so
How about-
hysterical.
How about when they?
Or when he
how about
has
when they open the bottle of champagne and they kill the bird?
No, how about when he has to, like, they gave him the laxative right before he went on his date, and he's in the bathroom that
Do
doesn't
not
flush,
go in there.
and it
How
didn't
about
flush.
when he puts his
Don't use
tongue
that
on the ski
bathroom.
lift?
Okay, now
How about
this could be controversial. Paul Sewald, he might even not even be the closer, but if he becomes the closer, I will have basically just gotten
Oh, 60. I'll be
the
right back.
best closer in baseball. Corey Kluber, I like that pick.
All right, I need to draft somebody, I guess.
You should. I mean, it's a party foul if you don't. Travis Darnod, good value at catcher.
Yeah,
Not a bad
he and
pick.
Mitch Garver. Since we're
So-
drafting just our bench now.
Yeah, and see, for me, and this is just it's a piece of strategy. I am not crazy about the starters.
I like Luke Voigt in San Diego.
You like him more than when he was in New York?
Oh, much more. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, shoot.
Well, because he was battling with Anthony Rizzo, and they had 5 other DHs on the roster. Now that National League has a DH, I think he's an everyday player, and it's not the pitcher's ballpark that everybody thinks it is. It's actually a kind of a neutral ballpark now. So I like it.
I like it a lot. My God, I need some starting pitching.
Well, you're not getting Zach Greinke.
Yep.
Good pick with Dylan Floro, Ross.
But who can I get is the question.
Well, there's a couple Guardians.
I don't think you're him. Name the movie.
Oh, come on. Aladdin.
There you go. German Marquez, not aptly named because he's not German. I don't
No.
understand it. And I also think it is Herman.
It is Herman.
Herman Marquez.
I just want to warn you, I'm taking a starter with my next pick. If he comes to me. Actually, if one of two come to me, I'm taking him with my next pick.
I need. Let's see. Well, I can't ask you this then. I'm gonna have to ask you this later. There was a question I wanted to ask, but Ross is picking now, and you're picking.
I'm picking. Hold on. Uh-oh. I'll pick this guy. I needed some depth in my outfield.
And listen, and we all know that he misplaced the second L in his name. We don't know where it went, but
yeah. So I got him just to be on the bench and see what happens with some other players.
All right. Right now, I'm going to do a little bit of research here.
I'll be back.
I need to figure out something about a particular player.
All right. I don't know if this is a smart pick, but I just think he's a breakout type of guy.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's see.
Alex Reyes. He has a frayed rotator cuff, Hokey.
Okay, I got to ask you. Is Trevor Bauer coming back? What's happening with him?
Well, they're not pressing charges, so he's on administrative leave. So it depends what the MLB, whether they're going to also suspend him, even though he's already missed a year.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I would take him. I didn't think of that. That kind of annoys me.
Trevor Bauer.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Listen, when you're hurting for starting pitching, this is when you got to get creative in ways like that, right?
I agree.
And listen, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know,
Devin Williams was a good pick.
That was another one of the picks that I was probably going to. No, I was not going to take it because I need starting pitching too much. So now I'm choosing between two starters.
How many more bench spots do we have? Just two. Ah, crap.
Only two left. Okay. This guy I'm excited to have. We'll see.
He pitched really well in this last spring training out, didn't he?
And I mean, he's such a high prospect. This guy, listen, one thing that you need to know in baseball.
That's a good pick. I kept looking at him.
Kike Hernandez? Huh? Yeah, I like that.
You didn't take a shower?
I'll take it when I get home.
So the thing is, I think that rookie starting pitching can come in and make a difference right away when they come up. Mackenzie Gore's probably not going to start the season in the rotation. I think he's going to end up pitching there, though.
Yeah, because they have a lot of guys who they can't be convinced are going to be able to give them 200 innings. So.
See, and here's the thing. If I find a good starting pitcher on the waiver wire and I build up my rotation and then Mackenzie Gore's coming in, I've got resources to trade. Jesus Aguilar. I just love saying his name.
He's helped you in fantasy baseball in the past. I remember a few times you owned him.
Yes. I like him very much.
Very much. Oh, hats for bats.
Okay, I'm going to take a guy that case. One of you guys talked about it, about when you talked about catchers, about some of the surprises.
Oh, let's see. I know who I talked about. I'll see if it's them. If it's my guy.
Let's see. Dalton Varsho, maybe. Did he go already?
No.
Carson Kelly.
Carson Kelly. Yep.
Omar Narvaez.
He's a good, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about. And yes, I think that's a great pick. In fact, I even thought about picking him now because I have Salvador Perez, and if I need help, and
Nicky
I have
Lopez
Narvaez,
is a sneaky good pick.
What is?
Nicky Lopez. Look at what he did for the shortstop for Kansas City last year. Like it was, I mean, he's never going to hit for power, but God, did he do everything else?
I'm looking it up now. Nicky Lopez. This is not helpful. Give me the Yahoo stats, will you? What is this? Nicky Who's Niku Lopez?
Niku.
Lopez, yes, he's definitely not going to hit for power from the looks of it. But what did he do? I'm looking now.
Okay, guys, I have to go. I took Hunter Green as my last pick.
Of course you did.
Well, as a Reds fan, you had to do that.
I think he's going to be in the starting rotation, and I think he's going to be a
got
huge year.
Huge talent.
I think he'll be Cy Young. I think he'll be the.
Cy Young.
I think he's going to pitch, probably get 20 wins at least this year and have 300 strikeouts. What do you guys think?
I think it's a little optimistic.
I hope you're right for Reds fans.
But I actually do think he's going to be a great pitcher in his career.
He's actually pitching in spring training, and they actually put him on the roster this year. So he's my big chance player. I took him as the last pick.
Well, and listen, we saw him interviewed on Trevor Bauer's show, and the guy is incredibly smart.
Yeah.
And that just adds to my sense that he's going to be a great player.
So we'll see what happens. Okay, guys. So that's it. I'm out of here. I'm Ross the Boss. I'll see you guys in the waiver wire show.
Sounds good, Cowboy.
All right, man. Have fun at your party, dude.
All right. It's just me and you now, Case, and we're going to finish up in a second. You have one more pick. I have one more pick. Oh, Jonathan Villar or Villar. I say Villar.
I am taking this guy because he qualifies all over the place, and he is a former really, really, really high prospect.
You took my guy. Oh my God, that's exactly who I wanted.
You know who I was gonna take if he was gone. If you're interested, because I think he's actually a pretty big sleeper.
Who?
And we know O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh
I like
Pirates.
him. Yes. Except, doesn't he only qualify at shortstop?
Only at shortstop, but
that's the problem. I need the multiple position eligibility.
Okay. Did anybody take Shane Baz, the pitcher? Because he's another one I really like. I think somebody probably took him.
This is going to be tough, and I'm going to probably run out of time here as I'm thinking about it. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to go.
Joey Wendell does second, third, and short.
It's true, but I'm going to take a chance on Julio Rodriguez because I think,
yeah.
At this point, I'm just like, grab value. I can trade. I can trade. So that's the draft, folks. We did it. And now you get to follow along and see how our group does. We're going to be reporting every week. We have a waiver wire show.
Who was the last pick?
Who was the last pick? Mr. Irrelevant, Alex Cobb.
But you picked third, so there should have been somebody else taken.
That's true. What happened? Hold on. Draft results. The last pick in the draft was Elias Diaz, the catcher from Colorado.
There you go.
All right. So, guys, listen, if you're watching out there, put your comments below. If you haven't already, click subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. But we love your comments because we want to hear what you guys think. We want to bring you the best information possible. Really, we found that, and one of the reasons we created this channel is that we did not like the video information that was out there. We didn't feel like it actually respected the fans enough to give them the right information and give them the respect to know that they're already good. So we thank you. We know a lot of you out there are good. If you're beginners, also, we can help you as well. We have a waiver wire show that's going to begin once the season starts. It's going to be Thursdays at 4:45 Eastern, 1:45 Pacific. It's possible that time will adjust, but we're not seeing that as likely. Stick with us on YouTube here, and we will keep you posted on where you can get the Sapphire Network, where we're going to migrate over, which will probably be mid-season in baseball. So we'll be talking it up a lot. Check us out on the waiver wire show, and we can help you win your league. We've done it many times before. Thank you so much for watching. Casey, good draft. Good being with you.
My friend. It's always a pleasure spending time.